Hey everybody, welcome back to Story Theory. So, you know how you do something, and then you look at it a couple days later and or 12 hours later, and then you're like, man, that's just like, I don't really like it. Well, that's me to a T, which is why you see me rebuilding the exact same thing that I have already done. Because thinking about this last night, I'm like, I don't. Number one, I did not like the way the concrete looked at the bottom, the square going into the circle. It didn't look good. The angles weren't right, and it didn't look good. And I'm not a big fan of. I can't remember which way I was going, if I'm being honest. It wasn't that way. Oh, wasn't that way either. Oh, we're gonna go there, I guess. Okay, so it was 6 is where it was at. So, 7. 7 rotations. So, I didn't like the way it looked. But I have a different approach now to kind of get the cosmetic feel that I have. And you guys can see these little 1 meter walls at the bottom because we were 1 meter off, so the circle wasn't gonna match up with the base of it, and blah 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 blah. Anyways, I'm redoing this. I'm gonna show you the painstaking process of making one of these circular platforms, because it is atrocious and it literally takes forever. That was 7, 8, 9 rotations. So basically, you hold control, you rotate the main foundation, which is going to be your pivot point, and then you build out from there. And I need to go 11. You need to go 11 foundations out to have a perfect circle. Which is exactly what I'm doing here. So I'm just taking these roofs out to 10. I will go up there and make them all 11 at the top, but that's also not fun to watch. So I'm going to finish this up. Probably. Actually, you know what? Let me fast forward through this and we'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let's actually run one of these all the way down to make sure we're at the correct height and it will match up with our base. If I've done this correctly. It does. Look at that. Okay, so that looks good. Now, we just need to run this down for all of the other ones. And this is the definition of a trust the process. Because this thing's going to look like absolute crap until it's all done, and then the angles work out. Everybody knows it's all about the angles. And for some reason, it won't let you zoop just downward, just based off the roof. So you actually have to put one up top, and then you can zoop down. But regardless, this part isn't as bad as the other part. Just because you have, like, nice snapping points, there's no messing with the angle of rotation. And I hope this looks like I want it to when this first 10 is done. If it doesn't, I will go back and redo it. However, I think this part is going to be better for a couple of different reasons, doing it this way. Number one, we're going to have a lot more snapping points for our pipes to go around. So this should give us room to add the elevator in the middle like I wanted to in the first place. Number 2 should give us more snapping points at the bottom for our oil pipelines and water pipelines and TurboFuel pipelines to go down. So I think we're gonna overall have more room because the way that I was doing it before... Oh, I missed one. So the way that I was doing it before only gave us some of the median snap points of the foundations, and that really hindered using walkways in the middle and electrical lines and some other things. If I can get it so that the pipelines can all go on the back wall or something like that, it might give us a little bit more room to have stuff to go around and inside of there. So I think that's why this is going to be a little bit better. Just trust the process. Plus, this might look kind of cool as well, since the entire thing, I mean, is supposed to be glass. I don't know how I'm going to add my anchor points, kind of like I wanted to. I don't know if I talked about that last night, but basically, there's a couple people that have built, and I don't have their names off the top of my heads, but they basically make almost like a suspension bridge looking thing out of the small frame pillar, and they look really cool. Really cool. I was hoping to do one of those on this build, and kind of have each one of the tentacles, each one of the sport beams kind of go out and connect up in the bottom. I don't know if that's going to work with this glass structure, but it might, because we do have quite a few frames. Since these are glass frames, the small frame pillar might look decent. One too many, there we go. See, this doesn't get bad until you get over and you try and connect them up, because it seems like the last one is always really, really difficult to get your snap point in. And could you technically infinitely nudge this into place? Yes, but that would be a bitch and a half. At least I kind of have what I'm using right now is basically just the edge of the frame to kind of make sure it's lined up and it's going one away. However, I'm going to run out of that nice little cheat sheet area in about a second. Now is where you kind of got to match them up. Because there's still areas that you can put these, even though it doesn't look like it. That one. Should be a couple more in here. That should be it. Yeah, that was the last one. So you can kind of tell it says there's an identical buildable in all these locations. So, the circle is complete. Or at least, it should be. How do we look from the outside? Oh. It's present out of the way. Let's get a view from kind of back here. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty sweet. Now, this should give us a lot more areas to snap our... The inside kind of looks a little trippy, but the outside looks cool. Alright, so what do we have in my notes here as far as pipes? 4 water, 6 oil, 8 turbo fuel needs to come out of here. Yeah, this is kind of trippy to be inside, not gonna lie. Alright, let's get our pipes, logistics. Actually, what am I doing? I have a pipe setup. There we go. A pipe hotkey, if you will. Alright, so I know our main area is that away, which means this away, this one of these should be our main section here. How many is that? That's 7, and I need 18. How many away is this one? 2-ish? I might have... That one's, I don't think, in the right place. That is... This one here is slightly off. Let's fix that. There we go. It's gotta be, of course, symmetric. Alright. How many we got? 13, and I need 18. Alright. 14, 15, and one more on that side, so this will be, oops, that'll be 16, 17, why is this not? Okay, this one's not right. Okay, that should be everybody. Should have 18 here, and we do. Nicely, nicely, nicely done. And now... boing. Now, if we look at this... Oh, man, the render... look at the render distance. It's not even rendering them all in, because it's so far away, and my computer cannot handle any better settings on this game. Otherwise, it will burst into flames. Okay, so that looks pretty good. This kind of gives us a nice walkway to come in from this area, because right where this, right where the electrical line here is coming up is going to be the entrance. This gives us 18 pipes, all carrying the stuff we need. Now, we just got to figure out who's going to be who to get us out. And then, on this side, I'm thinking I can have a... master electrical switch that will turn on this main facility. And that'll connect to the main power. Then from the main power line as well, I'll have another switch that connects to each one of the power plants. So that way I can turn this one on. Okay. Let me go down here. Let me try and math out exactly what I'm thinking. So, actually, why don't I just continue this all the way down? How many did I go down here? I believe this is 20. Oh, nice, it is. Okay, cool. So now I can just continue all the way down. I really wish I had the smart mod, so that way I could just infinitely zoop as much as I wanted. However, as you can tell, I do not have the smart mod, so I cannot infinitely zoop. So this becomes a giant pain in the arse. But we will persevere. The factory demands that we continue on our journey. As they say, the factory must grow. Now, in my last video, if you watched, why am I making it this big? Or this tall? So I'm making the build this tall because once I pump everything up here, all the oil and the water, I will not have to pump anything anywhere else because gravity will feed all of the fuel generators, I hope. I have not made the actual dummy onion yet to make sure that I can get 50 fuel generators in one of the glass satellite onions. So that could pose a terrifyingly god-awful problem in the future. But this is 30 up. So the absolute bottom of this is going to be up 30. I'm going to be making the other ones probably maybe up like 5. Because basically the lowest point of where the TurboFuel starts, so if I have my TurboFuel starting up here, let's say it's, you know, let's say above that foundation there, I have my ground, I have my area with all my blenders, and it starts flowing everything down. So let's say I am 38 foundations up, and that's where the TurboFuel starts flowing. The highest fuel generator in my satellites needs to be below 38 foundations. 38 4-meter high foundations, whatever that math comes out to be. And that is why I'm making this area so high, because I need gravity to basically feed the rest of these. Why would I be doing that? Because number one, I don't want to run a shit ton of pumps on this and just eat up power for no good reason. And also, having everything gravity fed means I don't have to worry about head lift, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I cannot snap to whatever one is over there that I need to snap to. When that happens, you just start at the other side. Almost there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Having a bunch of additional snap points besides the median point of the foundations is going to be nice. This is going to help. This is going to widen things up, down, low. It should give us some nice area to work with and play with instead of being so confined and so tight. If there's something about my main facility right now, or my first facility, that I hate, it's that I did not leave enough space for the first logistics floor in the basement, because down there, number one, a nightmare to walk around, number two, a bigger nightmare to actually set up. Like, it's just so tight in there, you can't even slide to get around stuff. You just kind of have to, like, crouch walk 90% of the time, and even then, it's difficult. Have. Why? Oh, that's the outside. That's why I was like, what is this main weird thing in the middle here? And it's good. It's good. We're all good. I think that's everybody for this level. Keep going down. I'm surprised my computer hasn't burst into flames yet with all these reflections. That's something I will have to be concerned about at some point. That's a problem for future Zach. That's not my issue currently. And also, I might not need all these ones on the bottom because I do have these garage doors here, so I might try and do something where, like, I dome it up, or I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead right now. I just didn't like what the center looked like, and I wanted to change it. Because I'm going to have to take some of these out, so that way I can put the elevator in. At least. It's all about the angles. It's one thing I learned from 7th grade geometry class. It's all about the angles. In Satisfactory and in Pool. You know, and in life. All about the angles. Okay. We're getting there, gang. We're getting there. Maybe I'll fast forward a little bit through this, but this actually isn't taking nearly as long as I thought it was going to, so might be alright. See, right there, there's one, I think there's one missing right here. Maybe not. See this little indent right there? I feel like that's where we're missing one. Could be wrong, but for some reason I cannot. We're not missing one. It's not that I can tell. We might be missing one right there. If we are missing one, I will fix it. It's almost like that's the name of the game. Ha! I should have been a stand-up comedian, you know? Could have worked out. I think I missed one, so connecting that up, it must just be like a weird thing that I can't get from that side, but from the other side I can, and it's fine. I don't know. Anywho, we now have, let's see, I'm gonna delete this, delete that, that, and that. Now, each one of these frames does extend pretty much right to the edge of where I want to be. So that's good. I like that. And this needs to come over just one. Okay, there we go. We got our bottom edges in now. And they don't look all that bad. Get this in the center, maybe. Here we go. go. I feel like I put double down somewhere. That's not a problem. Could be a problem if I ever hit the object limit, but if I hit the object limit, I know that you can change it. Okay, we're almost there, gang. Boom. Interior complete. 1, 2, 3, all oil. 1, 2, 3 oil pipelines coming in hot. Okay, there we go. Now, that... Oh, something in my eye. That all looks good. I think I might end the episode here, and then whenever I start off with part 3... hang on 2 seconds. Whenever I start with part 3, as I was saying, I'll take these pipelines and take them all up in the onion. So, I'll take all the ones up that need to come up, and the TurboFuel ones will come down. Okay, I'll see you next time.